Hello, everyone who may or may not be there. We're going to get started in a few minutes just as we set some things up and wait for other people to arrive. So just hang tight, and soon you'll see some really awesome slides and you'll hear from us shortly. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the FiFun Committee's first webinar of the term. Yay! Tonight we'll be covering what our district fundraising initiatives are, a little history about them, some cool facts, as well as talk to you about some ways you can support each of these incredible charities. So let's first get started by introducing the FiFun ambassadors who act as a bridge between our DFIs and the CNH Circle K district. So let's start with Sandy.
Can everyone hear me? Hopefully. So, hello everyone. I'm Sandy, and I am this year's Kiwanis Family Health Ambassador. I am a mechanical engineer entering my last year of college at Sacramento State. I'm a percussionist who has drummed for the Sacramento Kings and the Oakland Raiders at one point in my life, and I'm also an anime enthusiast, if any points are out there.
Up next, we have Aya.
Salutations, CNH. My name is Ayafe Sison. I'm a psych major from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and I am your Pediatric Trauma Program Ambassador for the year. I love cats, and I love tea parties, and PTP is my favorite DFI, and I swear it's not because I'm the ambassador. And I hope that you guys can hear me because I'm in the mountains right now. Yeah.
All right, and lastly, we have Alondra.
Hi everyone, my name is Alondra Covarrubias and I am currently a third-year International Development Studies major at UCLA, and I am also your UNICEF ambassador for this year. Personally, in my free time, I like to Netflix and read books, so if any of you ever need a TV show or book recommendation, I'm definitely the person to talk to.
All right, and lastly, hello everybody. My name is Donald Franks, and I'm a cognitive science major at UC Berkeley. I enjoy traveling, taking photos, and meeting new people, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as your district treasurer and chair of the Finance and Fundraising Committee this year. So let's get started. I apologize for the jankiness of this sliding thing, but hopefully it works for y'all. So each year, the CNH Circle K District selects 3 charities to focus on as a way to show our strength in numbers, network with other organizations, and unite behind charities that share similar goals and values. This year, our district fundraising initiatives are the Kiwanis Family House, the Pediatric Trauma Program, and UNICEF. And to start us off, let's talk about the KFH. Actually, let's show you guys a video of the KFH. Actually, you know what? Just kidding. Sandy, just start ahead, and we'll play a video after.
Okay, sounds good. So whenever we watch the video is, it just came out this year. It's in the intro video, so we'll watch it in a little bit. But, so essentially what the KFH is, it is a place for those who, excuse me. The KFH is a home for those who need a place to stay for their loved ones that are receiving medical attention at the Shriners Hospital for Children and the UC Davis Medical Center, which are located in Sacramento, California. So let's talk about how the KFH was founded. So a while back, a couple years ago, or several decades ago, a couple named Vernon and Leona Bright got a call from a mother and a kid who was being treated at the UC Davis Medical Center, and they needed a place to stay. So Leona invited the mother to stay at her place. However, that place was too far away from the hospital. The mother declined because she wanted to stay closer to the hospital in case of an emergency for her kid. So Leona went to her husband and said, "Why don't you Kiwanians do anything about this?" And since then, or at that moment, they started searching for means to house people. Eventually, they found a corporation selling 5 construction trailers. And through these construction trailers, UC Davis Medical Center donated a little bit of their land near the center for their cause. And then over the next 18 months, they reconfigured these trailers into 7 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, and 2 community bathrooms/showers. Over the course of 4 years after that, they reached their occupancy capacity, meaning they needed more room. So from there, they started a new fundraising campaign to build an additional 7 rooms plus a kitchen and bathroom. The tragedy, though, fell upon the KFH in 1998. So UC Davis Medical Center informed the KFH that they were planning to expand their medical office building onto their site. So the KFH had to either shut down or relocate within 7 years. However, there was an upside to the conditions. If the KFH moved, the medical center would donate another site that was relatively close to them. So, but on the contrary, they had to fund and pay for the new facility. So, in July 2001, the KFH embarked on yet another campaign to raise enough money to build a new KFH, but this costed $5 million. So between the years 2001 and 2006, they accumulated $2 million roughly in cash and pledges. The rest was on a $3.2 million construction loan by the Greater Bay Bank, and a guy named Rick Dwyer helped tremendously in getting this construction loan. However, things took a complete 180 when July 1st, 2005 came, and Rick got a call saying their loan was closed. I mean, I feel like if anyone heard that news, they'd lose hope, but that didn't stop them. Um, they were able to gather up another team of subcontractors to finish the building. All of them either donated or discounted the materials or labor costs, which saved the KFH roughly $1 million. They got back to work and finished building in July 2006, and finally, July 23rd, 2006, they opened their doors for the grand opening. And that's how the KFH was founded. Currently, KFH is going strong under the supervision of the Executive Director, Dan Germain, shoutouts, and Operation Manager, Charles Leslie, shoutouts, as they usher a new era of leadership, operational efficiency, professionalism, and financial stability. On average, they're serving 150 families per month, and 5 families enter and exit the KFH daily over all the states and even different countries. And as of this past July, I believe they have taken in people of 30 different countries, if I remember correctly. Speaking to the previous capital LTG, he's currently working at the KFH, and as of this week, they have families from Spain, Mexico, Canada, Australia, and even the UK. There are always common misconceptions that the KFH can only take in NorCal people, but that surely is open to anyone and everyone around the states and the world. Of course, there are ways for everyone to get involved. Some of the easiest ways are by sponsoring a family, purchasing a brick, and volunteering. So when you sponsor a family, it is essentially you donating $50 for a family to stay the night at the KFH. This pays for everything they need to live comfortably at the KFH. Purchasing a brick, you are paying $100 to have an engraved brick cemented into the KFH's patio, where you will become part of the walkway. Literally, you will be remembered forever. The money goes to the KFH as they use it for various needs to make sure the residents have a pleasant stay and the house stays in operation. That was weird. And we can't forget about volunteering at the KFH. Honestly, volunteering at the KFH is one of my favorite things to do as servers. There are numerous things we can do as volunteers to help out, whether it be doing inventory, organizing the food pantry, restocking the food pantry for the kitchens that are provided, cleaning, making rooms available for the residents, yard work, and the list can go on and on. So overall, the KFH is a home for numerous families. They welcome anyone and everyone who needs a place to stay as their loved ones are in the hospital. Every penny is donated to the KFH matters. There's always a place for money to go to because there's always room for expansion. For me, one of my favorite aspects of the KFH is how passionate and determined everyone is at the KFH to complete their mission of helping families. Bringing up Alex Young again, since he works at the KFH, I asked him that exact question. What is your favorite aspect of the KFH? And this was his response. We save families. I've met so many families who have hugged me and cried on my shoulder because while their significant other, child, or even loved one were in the hospital, and through all the stress, we're able to give them a warm bed, food, and whatever they need to make their journeys a little easier. Families in crisis don't have time to worry about these necessities. 2 weeks ago, I was checking in a mother and her 8-year-old daughter. She had told me that if not for the KFH, both of them would have had to sleep in their van for a whole week while her husband was in the hospital. I've met countless individuals who have been caring, amazing people who are in difficult times in their lives, and I'm proud of the KFH for being there for them. And that concludes the KFH segment of this presentation. And up next, we have the Pediatric Trauma Program with Aya.
Actually, before we get started with Aya, we're going to do a very quick segment back into the video on the Kiwanis Family House, which was posted by Kiwanis International. So let me see if we can get this up.
On almost any given day, an average of 5 families check out of the Kiwanis day. On almost
Once it reloads, of course.
on almost any given day, an average of 5 families check out of the Kiwanis Family House in Sacramento, California, and another 5 families check in. There's usually a waiting list.
In consideration of broken electronics, maybe we will just go straight on to Aya. Aya, are you ready?
Yep. Okay.
All right.
All right. So here is a little background on the Pediatric Trauma Program. In 1992, the CNH Foundation adopted pediatric care as a major focus. And in January of the following year, the Board of Directors voted to create the Kiwanis Pediatric Care Institute. In 1994, partnerships were established with 3 hospitals: Children's Hospital Oakland, Loma Linda University Children's Hospital, and San Diego Children's Hospital. And since then, the list of partner hospitals has only grown. Valley Children's Hospital in Madera, California was added in the year 2000. The Kapiolani Medical Center for Women and Children in Honolulu, Hawaii was added in 2003. And finally, in 2004, the renowned Children's Hospital, formerly Washoe Medical Center in Reno, Nevada, was added to the list of partner hospitals. In 2004, the Kiwanis Pediatric Emergency Medicine Fellowship, also known as the Kiwanis Doctor Program, was established. This program has the purpose of training doctors to deal with pediatric trauma injury and paving the way for pediatric trauma treatment in the field of medicine. Okay, so for those who are unaware of what pediatric trauma is, it is any traumatic injury that happens to individuals within the age range of infants to adolescents. Since children are anatomically and physiologically different from adults, they need specialized care to treat their injuries. What makes this an issue is that 90% of all cases of pediatric trauma are preventable. Is this really such a big deal? Absolutely. In just 1 year, 9 million children are seen in the emergency department. That correlates to a child being treated every 4 seconds. 225,000 children are hospitalized every year, and 9,000 children, nearly one child every hour, die from pediatric trauma. Unintentional injury is the #1 killer of children ages 14 and under. So the aim of the Pediatric Trauma Program is to develop local projects that will ultimately reduce the number of children that are killed or injured because of trauma. The program strives to do this through teaming up with our partner hospitals to identify what issues need to be addressed, providing community outreach, meaning education and materials, and providing grants to partner hospitals so they can reach out to their own communities and train their doctors. So, how do we help prevent it, and how do we get involved? Well, one great way to get involved is to make PTP dolls. PTP dolls are simply made dolls without features so that when they are distributed, children can customize them themselves. These dolls help children and doctors communicate during a child's stay. Being a patient in a hospital can be especially uncomfortable for young children. The dolls can act as a tool to help them feel more at ease with what is happening around them. When they customize the doll, they are encouraged to color it to look like them or to express how they are feeling. And doctors will sometimes use the doll to explain the medical procedures that will be happening to the children. And children can use the dolls to show doctors where it is that they are hurting. The pattern and instructions for making these dolls are available at circlek.org website under Resources. And another way to help out is to apply for grants that are also available to us through the CNH Foundation in order to help set up your own original service to help those suffering from pediatric trauma or to help educate your community about how to prevent it. There are some guidelines, such as the project has to be new, meaning it has never been done before, and not a fundraiser. So to find the application and further guidelines, go to the CNH Foundation website's Document Downloads tab, click on What We Do, and then Grant Making. But even if you don't have original service ideas, there are plenty of things that have already been done that you can also do to educate and help your community. To name a few, you can canvass neighborhoods with safety pamphlets, distribute bicycle helmets, or set up areas where children can learn how to safely cross the street. And one of the last ways is to raise funds. For example, FiFun Committee holds crazy competition for infants north and south to raise funds for PTP. They feature team-based games and friendly competition. It's one of the most unique experiences I've ever had with Circle K. Basically, it's all the fun of field day with a higher purpose. So don't forget to form teams and join us at Crazy Competition for Infants North and South. The more people attend, the more we raise for PTP. And if you want to fundraise for PTP within your own clubs, you are in no way limited with what you can do. There are millions of ideas out there, so be creative. On a side note, this year, 5 out of 6 partner hospitals requested PTP grants totaling close to $10,000, and the board of directors voted to fully fund all requests. This is in part greatly due to our efforts as a district. So remember, no matter what it is that you do, it makes a difference. If you raise even $1 for PTP or distribute even one bicycle helmet to a child that doesn't have one, it makes a difference. So keep on keeping on and make those differences. Okay.
All right, and because I'm pretty sure YouTube will work, we're going to watch a short video on the Pediatric Trauma Program, created by our lovely KFAM partners, the Kiwanis in the CNH district.
Consider this. In the United States, unintentional injury is the #1 cause of death of children ages 15 and under. It kills more kids than anything else, including disease, homicide, and suicide. Every year, 9,000 families lose a child because of an unintentional injury, 90% of which were preventable. Therefore, in 1994, the Kiwanis CNH Foundation implemented the Pediatric Trauma Program. Recognizing the serious need for education and training in pediatric trauma and injury prevention, the Kalamahav Kiwanis District established the Pediatric Trauma Program, or PTP, as the minor emphasis of our district projects. Together, we work to prevent pediatric trauma by providing outreach, education, and materials to children and families living in the communities we share. We utilize the knowledge and expertise of Kiwanis partner hospitals to address the issue of pediatric trauma. We directly assist children who have experienced pediatric trauma through the assistance of our Kiwanis Doctor Program, which provides advanced medical training to medical personnel and first responders throughout our district. In addition to our efforts, we fortunately have the PTP Scholarship Grant from Kiwanis to bring our service ideas to life. With these actions, we will work to end unintentional injuries one step at a time, as one family, one mission, one word, Kiwans.
Also, for those of you that don't know, this is actually the video that the CNH Foundation puts on its website to advertise the Pediatric Trauma Program. So it's great to get a little KFAM shout out there. And up next, we have Alondra with UNICEF. But first, to give you guys a little idea of what UNICEF is about, we're going to watch a video on UNICEF.
When I grow up, I want to be a fireman. I can slide down that pole in 5 seconds. I could save everybody. I can make anything I want with science. One day I will even make a drink that makes you an amazing scientist. One day, when I grow up, I'm going to be a pilot. I'll take people all around the world, even the North Pole. One day, I'm going to be the best doctor in the world. So I can stop children everywhere from being sick.
All right, and to tell us a little bit more in-depth things about UNICEF, we have Alondra.
Hi guys, so as the video showed, our third DFI is UNICEF, which is also known as the United Nations Children's Fund. As shown in the video, UNICEF prides itself in working for a world in which every child has a fair chance at life. So let me take you guys back and tell you guys a bit of the history of how UNICEF was created. In 1946, UNICEF was originally created by the United Nations to provide emergency food, clothing, and healthcare to children who lived in countries affected by World War II. And then in 1953, the UN General Assembly extended UNICEF's mandate indefinitely, making it a permanent part of the UN. In 1959, the UN General Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of the Child, which defines children's rights to protection, education, healthcare, shelter, and good nutrition. In 1965, UNICEF is awarded the 1965 Nobel Peace Prize for the promotion of brotherhood among nations. In 1982, UNICEF launches a drive known as the Child Survival Revolution Drive to save the lives of millions of children each year. The revolution is based on 4 simple low-cost techniques: growth monitoring, oral rehydration therapy, breastfeeding, and immunization. In 2010, UNICEF joined Kiwanis in a joint effort known as the Eliminate Project. pledging to raise $110 million to eliminate MNT. And this past year, in 2016, enough pledges are made to eliminate MNT. So UNICEF has a large variety of projects, two of which are the Eliminate Project and the Clean Water Initiative. Since 2010, Kiwanis has been partnered with UNICEF to eliminate maternal and neonatal tetanus, or MNT, through the Eliminate Project. For those of you who don't know what maternal and neonatal tetanus is, it is a preventable acute disease that affects the motor and nervous system. It causes painful contractions of skeletal muscles, intermittent muscle spasms, and increased sensitivity to sound, light, and touch. Mothers and newborns can be affected with tetanus due to unhygienic birthing practices. Currently, there are still 19 countries left facing MNT, but we met our $110 million pledge this past year in April, and that money is now being used to buy the 3 necessary vaccines to help prevent MNT, as well as going towards transportation and staff costs. Currently, UNICEF is working on distributing those immunization and on eliminating MNT from the remaining 19 countries. Another project under UNICEF is the Clean Water Initiative. The importance of water is something we might not think about on a daily basis, but in reality, 1,000 children die each day from unsafe water and inadequate sanitation. 633 million people lack access to clean water, and 2.4 billion people don't have access to a proper toilet. UNICEF knows that this is a problem and works in more than 100 countries to improve access to safe water and sanitation facilities, whether by restoring access to clean water after disaster or promoting safe hygienic practices in schools and communities. UNICEF is on the ground helping children in need. Since 1990, with the help of UNICEF and its partners, some 2.6 billion people have gained access to clean drinking water. I know some of you may think that it might be expensive to provide water, but in reality, it only takes $140 for UNICEF to send a kit that can provide 10 families with clean drinking water, and that can potentially save their lives. So now that you know a little more about UNICEF, you might be asking yourself how you can get involved. Well, first of all, you can speak to International. If you want updates directly from Circle K International, now you can. The international level of Circle K has many resources for you to use, and if you want to see what they have, feel free to reach out to the International UNICEF Ambassador, Roberto Ruiz. You can also find more information about the latest projects, progress, and ideas at unicef.org. Another way you can get involved is Trick or Treat for UNICEF. This event actually began 66 years ago as a way to help kids still affected by the World War II, and since then has helped raise more than $175 million. The idea is simple. On Halloween, instead of going around asking for candy, you go around with the orange collection boxes and trick or treat for UNICEF, asking for donations for the organization. If you are interested in doing that, all you have to do is order your boxes by the end of September and organize a group to go out trick-or-treating on Halloween Day. A third way you can get involved is by putting down your phone. This way to get involved actually requires your phone, and this video can explain a little more about that.
To not touch your phone. The longer you go without your phone, the more you can help UNICEF put children first by providing them with clean water. 5 minutes could help provide a child with clean water for a day. Every minute counts, so keep going. When you can't resist any longer, our sponsors will make a donation to support the UNICEF TAP project based on the time you went without your phone. At this point, you can make an even bigger difference by donating yourself and challenging a friend to beat your time. As little as $5 could help provide a child clean water for 4 months. The fact that millions of children still live without something as basic as clean water is hard to comprehend. So take a moment to reflect by going without something far less vital than water, your cell phone. Go to uniceftapproject.org.
So the gist of that video was basically if you put down your phone for 15 minutes, UNICEF sponsors will make a donation for 1 day of clean water. All you need to do is go onto the website and log in, and after you're done with the time you're not spent on your phone, the sponsors will see how much time you have been off of it and will donate the equivalent of water. So next time you're in class and you know you need to be paying attention, why not open the website? Not only will you be helping provide clean water, but you will have more motivation to pay attention in class. If you want to get your whole club involved, what you can do is, at your next general meeting, challenge your members to go on to uniceftapproject.org at the beginning and not touch their phones until the end. You'd be surprised how everyone's time begins to add up. These are just some ideas to get you started, but you should in no way feel limited to just these ideas. You can come up with your own fundraising ideas, whether it's a car wash or a bake sale. What is important is that together, through your fundraising efforts, we can truly work towards making sure every child has a fair chance at life. Is that together, through your fundraising efforts, we can truly work towards making sure every child has a
All right, guys. So this is the time for some Q&A. We have a few questions already in store, but I believe there should be a link you guys can submit questions to.
at life.
So let's just start with a couple. So let's see the first one. So where can I find some simple fundraising ideas for my club?
Through your fundraising efforts.
I don't know why Alondra's cutting it out, but so yes, actually, back in March there was a fundraising manual that was released onto issue.com, and in that there are some ideas for fundraising that clubs can use. They're broken down by the size of the club, so small, medium, and large. However, we encourage all clubs to really try to see whatever they find best and adapt it. The FiFun Committee is also working on a fundraising database, which we'll hopefully be releasing by the end of this year. And this way clubs will have a little bit more comprehensive way to look at some of the other ideas that some other clubs in our district are working on. You can also be inspired by some of the other events that we do. I know, for example, Mr. CKI is very popular, so a pageant-style event might be something your club can pull off. What else do we have? Is there recognition for fundraising? Yes, there is. At Fall Training Conference and District Convention, there are currently those are the only 2 times that we offer formal recognition from the district. However, in past years, it's only been the clubs that raise the most money. However, this year, the FiFun Committee and the Member Recognition Committee are going to be working together to see if we can increase the number of clubs that can be recognized, because even if you're a small club that raises a ton of money in comparison to maybe the others, we think that you guys deserve some recognition. Do I need to donate to the DFIs? So, like I kind of mentioned before, the DFIs are really a way for us to show our strength in numbers and support charities that the CNH district stands behind, either because these charities are similar in vision or because they are important or more modern things that we wish to focus on. However, there isn't really a way for us to force you to donate to the DFIs. If there's a charity that your club or your division feels very strongly about and it makes a very big impact, then we really encourage you to go out and fundraise for those charities. This is just a way for us to show that we support these charities, but as long as you guys are really out there and raising money for charities that support whatever it is that is important to you, then that is all we can really ask for. And now I will pause briefly to check out some of the questions. Lawrence says Illy. Well, we love you too, Lawrence. Mariela has a question about the Kiwanis family house. Sandy, do you think you could help answer it? She wants to understand the purchasing a brick process and how we can do that. Sandy?
Okay, so purchasing a brick, let me see. I think, I want to say you can email one of a few people. So if you go onto the Kiwanis Family House website and go to contact us, there's a form you can fill out, or you can personally email the contacts listed below to purchase a new brick. From there, they will most likely direct you to a form you will fill out as to what you want on the brick and payment method. If that helps answer your question. If there's more, just let me know.
We'll just wait a couple more minutes to see if your questions are filtering in. So on the live link, I believe you can type in a URL and see and enter a question for us to answer, and we'll be able to ask it or answer it here.
Looking further into the brick question, um, if you go under the tab to where it says how to help, you can click on buy a brick and the form is right there. Just click buy now and it'll go through that process.
All right. Well, if there are no further questions, don't forget you guys can always reach out to us. If you want to get in contact with the ambassadors in particular, here's their contact information as well as the positions that they serve in. Feel free to reach out to them at a reasonable time. If you have questions, and also feel free to reach out to me with whatever your questions you have regarding any of the district fundraising initiatives, or if you need help with fundraising, or if you just want to talk about whatever. So I'm going to leave the slide up here for a while, but you guys are all free to go. Also, I'm going to be posting an attendance link in the Facebook page very shortly. So once this thing fully concludes, please fill that out. Thank you all for coming, and have a great weekend.